Hi, everybody. It's me again. I don't know about you, but I have been so hungry that today I got this shipment in that had these little peanut things in them, and I tried them. They're really good. Just kidding. I just thought we needed a chuckle. They actually do taste kind of good. All right. So, um first of all, just this is just I just want to make sure everybody's on the right track for your thought processes, you know. So I just want you to understand what size of a number we're looking for sometimes. So for instance, if I asked you for 40% of 200, 40% of 200 is not the whole 200. 100% of 200 would be 200. But 40% of 200 is going to be smaller. Is it going to be smaller than half? Yes, it's going to be smaller than 100 because 50% of 200 is 100. 40% is less than that. Got it? All right. If I asked you for 110% of 200, you should know, well, you know what? 100% of 200 is 200. So I'm looking for a number bigger than 200. Not a whole lot bigger, just 10% bigger. So you should be able to actually do that in your head. Okay? 2% of 200? 2%? 2%? 100% is here, 2% is here. Small number. Very small number. All right? Very small number. So 2% of 500 is going to be closer to 0. And then 250%? Well, 100% of 200 is 200. 200% would be twice that amount. 250% would even be more. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure you have the right mindset when we're trying to find just basic percentages of numbers. So let's go ahead and do a few problems. Here's the first one. If you have a phone, you might want to screenshot these problems, and that way it'll be easier to revisit them if you want to, because you know you can use your notes for the test tomorrow. All right, so anything that we've done in notes and worksheets, in the book, actually we don't have a book for what we're doing right now, but any worksheets that I've given you, any notes that I've given you, you can use them on the test, okay? I don't want you to use a calculator. The reason why I don't want you to use a calculator is I want to see how you're doing with your decimal arithmetic, because that's been a weakness this year, okay? So I'm not trying to torture you. I'm really not. I just want to make sure I don't move you on to algebra not knowing your basic skills, okay? So let's do this one. I'm going to read it. It says, Tim bought a bike on sale. Originally, it was $140, but today it's 20% off, all right? If his sale tax was 11% and his mom said she'd pay half for him, how much money does Tim need? Okay, so multiple things going on, but let's take one thing at a time. This bike that was $140, it's discounted 20% off. So 20% of 140. All right, so the basic way to do that, I'm going to hold it up again in case you grabbed your phones and want to do a screenshot. $140 times 20% is going to give us the discount. Another way to do this, if you watched the little YouTube video the other day where that guy was showing you shortcuts, if it's 20% off, you're paying 80%. In other words, you're not paying the whole price. It was 100%, you're going to pay 20% less, and that's 80%. So that would give it to you all in one go. All right, if you want to do the shortcut, feel free. If you understand that concept, go for it. All right, but we taught it like this to begin with, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to do my 20%. So I'm going to pause while I multiply 140 times 0.20. You could also do by 0.2. So go ahead and do that while I'm doing it. I'm going to do it really slow. Nice, easy numbers, huh? All right, so I multiplied by 0.20, so I need to put the 2 decimal spots back in. If you multiplied by 0.2, you would get a different answer here, and you put only 1 decimal in. All right, so I got $28. And what I found when I do it that way is that I found a $28 discount. In other words, that bike was $140 and now he has a $28 discount. So you should know that we subtract 28 off. All right, so 140, take away 28. There's no change or anything. I'm going to subtract. You should be subtracting 2. That gives me the bike cost of $112. $112. And then it said he had to pay 11% tax. 11% tax. So we have to take that $112 and multiply 0.11. That's an increase. So once we get the answer, we're going to add it on. Another way to do it is to multiply by 111%. 100% is the original price. 11% more is your increase. So 111% would work as well. So if you get that, 111% is really 1.11. So this will give it to you in one swoop. This one will give it to you in 2 steps. You have to find the tax and add it on. I'm going to do it this way, all right? But you can do it any way that you feel comfortable. So I'm going to multiply 112 times 0.11. You can be doing that, or you can be doing 112 times 1.11 to get your answer faster. Go ahead and do that while I do this, please. Either way, after you get your answer, you have to put your decimal in, and we have 2 decimal spots. All right. So this is what I got for my sales tax. It's $12.35. If you did it this way, you got something different. So hang on until we hear the answer, okay? Because this is going to give me my original cost, the $112, and it's going to add this tax on it at one go, okay? I'm going to take the $12.32, I'm going to add it to my $112. 112 plus $12.32. Got to line up my decimal so it kind of looks like, where is it? Kind of looks like this. So that's going to give me $124.32. So that is the cost of the bike. Now I'm going to go back and see if I've answered the question, okay? We found $112.32, sorry, over here, is the cost of the bike. So I'm going to go read the question. It says, Tim bought a bike on sale. Originally it was $104, but today it's 20% off. If his sales tax was 11% and his mom said she'd pay half for him, how much money does Tim need? So this was the total cost of the bike, the $124.32. His mom's paying half, he's paying the other half. So you simply need to divide that by 2. So $124.32 divided by 2. Well, 2 goes into 12 6 times. That gives us 12. That's nice. Bring down the 4. 2 goes into 4 twice. Bring your decimal up. That goes also equally. Oh, shoot. Then I have to bring down the 3. 2 goes into 3 just one time. Subtract. Bring down the 2. And 2 goes into 12 6 times. So what I have up here on the top that's kind of legible is $62.16 is what, $62.16 is what he will have to pay after Mom pays her half. Okay? Let's do another. I'm going to give you a second to copy this problem down. You can either screenshot it or zippity-doo-dah copy it down. I'm going to read it to you. It says, this is awkward. It was discovered that 6 students out of my class of 15 have some sort of food allergy. What % of students do not have a food allergy? Okay. It was discovered that 6 students out of my class of 15 have some sort of food allergy. So 6 out of 15 are allergic to something. But they want to know how many are not allergic. So if 6 out of 15 are allergic, how many are not allergic? Good job. 9. So 9 are not. So 9 out of 15 are not. All right, so you could have used the 6 out of 15 to get how many were and then subtracted that by 100%. That's one way to do it. Or you could say, well, 9 of them are not allergic. So I'm going to use 9 out of 15, okay? So in other words, they're asking what percent of 15 is 9. Okay, like I said, you could have used the 6 to begin with, but that once you got your answer, you would have to do another step. Either way will work, though. So x times 15 equals 9. I have to divide by 15 to get my answer. So I'm going to divide 15 into 9.00. Actually, 15 doesn't go into 9, but it does go into 90 equally, I think, about 6 times. 6 times 15 is 90. Now, I can stop there, or I can add some zeros. It doesn't matter. But I still don't have my answer because the question asked what percent. And I have a decimal answer here. This is not a percent. So I need to convert 0.60 to a percent. There's no percent sign, so I have to force that to happen. So everybody should know that 0.60 is 60%. So the answer is 60%. If you had done it with the what percent of 15 is 6, you would have gotten 40%. And you would have found that 40% have an allergy. 40% have an allergy. And then you would have to read the question, how many don't have an allergy? If 40% do, then 100 take away 40 gives you 60%. Okay? Hope you get that one. All right, one more. This is the one that I really want you to take time on because this is the one that I've seen on several occasions, even after I told you how to do it with a tutorial, a special video, you're still missing them. So I need you to really pay very close attention and not be assumptive when you read these problems how it's supposed to work. All right? This says that a survey was done to find out if people preferred Apple phones or Android. Out of those surveyed, 60% preferred Apple. I know Maddie's going to correct me if I make any mistakes, so I'm trying to keep it right. All right. If 400 chose Apple, how many were surveyed? All right, I'm going to hold it so you can do a screenshot if you have your phone. A survey was, I can't read upside down. A survey was done to find out if people preferred Apple phones or Androids. Out of those surveyed, 60% preferred Apple. If 400 chose Apple, how many were surveyed? So 60% is our portion. 60% of some number is 400. It's our portion. And they want to know how many total. What's our 100%? Okay? So 400 is a portion. I'm looking for an answer much larger. Okay? The big number. The big number. All the people that were surveyed. There were Apple people and Android people polled. But only 400 of them chose Apple. Okay, 60% was 400. So really what they're asking is what, let's see, 60% of what is 400? That's what they're asking. 60% of what big number will give us this smaller number. Okay? So that looks like this. 0.60x is 400. So to get your answer, you need to divide both sides by 0.60. So the 400 goes in the box. Move your decimal twice. So that gives us 60 into this big number here, where the decimal is over here at the end. So 60 doesn't go into 400 equally, but it does go into it 6 times. That puts us at 360, And when I subtract, I get 40. When I bring down the 0, I get another 400. And I can say that this is going to keep going on and on and on. So I'm going to get 6 there on top of that 0. On top of that 0, another 6. I'm going to keep going out like this. All right, it did not ask what percent. So this is going to be good enough. I would just say that there were about 600. I'm going to say about 667 people, because you can't have 666.6 people. That would be kind of gross. All right, so I'm just going to round it up to 667 people. Okay, is that cool? All right, so just a little refresher. When you're working on these, I know some of you are frustrated because it's very hard, which is one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of online math learning. It's very hard to type math symbols in on your computer. I personally hate it, but I wanted to let you know that you can use this sign right here to tell me that you're multiplying something. It's on top of the 8. You can use this sign to tell me that you're dividing something. And when you're opening up these worksheets, there's 2 things that you can look for. If you want to try to learn the math functions, when you can go insert things, some places on my computer, if I hit this symbol right here, it'll take me to the math functions. Sometimes I see this function, so it depends on where I am in Chrome as to which one I'm going to see. But both of these are where your math symbols are hidden. So if you want to kind of play with that, you can. The trickier one is the fractions. If you see something that has 2 variables on top of each other like this, that's your fraction function. So if I wanted to type in, for instance, 2/3, if I found that under this or under this, if I found this symbol right here, if you click on it, it becomes empty boxes. And it's telling you to go ahead and put your 2 in, and then go down here and put your 3 in. Sometimes you have to hit enter. Sometimes you can just move your cursor there, depending on where you're at. It's not all that easy, but it's kind of cool once you get the hang of it. So if you want to mess with that, you can. And if not, just do the best you can. I get it. All right. I need you to do your homework today. I need you to do your daily points today. All right. Please don't wait until tonight, because I want to see it before tomorrow. When I say I want to see it, I want to see your daily points today. And when I say see it, the homework, I want you to be messaging me, texting me, emailing me if you cannot figure out some of those homework problems. I wrote the solutions down pretty thorough, but if you still can't figure it out, you're in danger of doing poorly on the test tomorrow. So I need you to let me know how you're feeling on that. Okay? I think that's all for now. I hope that was a lot of fun. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to go have my lunch. I'm going to go eat some of my popcorn. But you all, I hope that you'll eat like a nice wholesome meal today with some fruit and some vegetables, okay? And of course, like something else, some protein. All right, thanks for watching me. I miss you guys, even though you don't miss me. Talk to you later. Bye.